Thank you so much for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love, where we help you to expand your consciousness and become your best version. Please subscribe to our channel by clicking the red subscribe button. And remember to click that bell so that you'll be notified of every new upload that we do. Today, we have a special returning guest, Tracy Clark, also known as Butterfly. She is a massage practitioner, high priestess, Reiki master, and teacher, and our leader with the Divine Feminine. Welcome, Butterfly. How are you?
I am wonderful, Goddess. Thank you for having me on. You know, it's always exciting when we get together. It's been a long
Absolutely.
time. It's
Yes,
been a
it
long,
has.
long time.
Yes, and it's time. It's time for us to reconnect and
Yes,
do what we do and, continue to follow our divine life purposes so that we can continue to raise that consciousness on the planet and
absolutely.
to help women step into their power as well as men.
Absolutely. All of us collectively.
All of us
Collective. It's the
collectively.
collective. Absolutely.
So I'm so excited and so happy to be here with you. And I just got so much love for you. I'm just
I love
happy.
you too, Goddess.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So let's
Mhm.
dive in. So let's
Yeah.
talk about how did you awaken your divine feminine?
Well, how did I awaken? You're asking. So
Yeah,
I
how
would
did you step
say,
into that power?
yeah, I would say that um, we all kind of moved into a phase of the empowerment of the divine feminine and the empowerment of the woman. We see that in media. We see that all over the planet, how the divine feminine energy is moving forward. So a lot of us have been called to really begin to activate and share those different gifts or wantings that we have as women
Mm-hmm.
to begin to empower the feminine and empower sisterhood. And I was
Absolutely.
guided to really begin to focus in on the divine feminine. I would say that mine really came from my dream state and my meditative states, and
Mm-hmm.
being a high priestess, a galactic shaman. I was basically told that that was a part of my mission,
Mm-hmm.
is for empowerment of women and the healing of women.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt guided from then to really begin to study and really begin to move deeper into self-acknowledgement and self-worth and self-growth, right?
Yes.
So it took me on a journey. I would say my journey of really, I would just go back and say from 2009, I really began to focus on my feminine energy, right?
That's awesome.
Being a woman, you know, as women, we go through a lot of female issues. Okay. So my
Mm-hmm.
story was that I had to have a hysterectomy. I was very, very sick.
Wow. I never knew that.
Yeah. I was like I could have passed, you know, I
Okay.
was very sick and didn't know, where I
Okay.
had a point where I had one surgery and got fibroids, which is most women, half the women, I'm gonna say about 60% women almost in some of the research are dealing with fibroids,
That's something.
especially African American women,
Where do
right?
you think that comes from?
Well, due to my studies and my research, from when I was really going through a lot of trauma with the fibroids, I really began to go deeper into meditative states and asking what was that coming from. And I was guided, and it told me it was through the our lineage, our DNA lineage, number one, from us carrying so much pain and
Okay. I can
trauma.
see that.
Yeah.
I can see
And in
that.
that pain and in that trauma, us being creators and in that space of where we create life, that
Mm-hmm.
energy, we are energy. So that energy
Yeah.
has to do something, right? So it develops into something. And the energy from that is the energy of our thoughts. So that's going to connect to our emotions, right? Which connects to our divine feminine, which connects to our sacral energy, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
happens is if we are storing all of the trauma, all the abuse, the
Mm-hmm.
rape,
I
the,
understand.
you
I
know,
understand.
mental, physical, spiritual abuse, that energy has to do something. And as women, we have been so suppressed in our emotions
I
that
see.
we begin to carry, we carry that energy in our wombs, and things have to take place. So that creates energy, and energy has to create something.
I get
So
that.
that was one thing I was shown. And then the other things I was shown is just like anywhere from the chemicals we use to, from a lot of women have moved from using chemicals as far as perms and
I know
dyes and
it's
all of these.
crazy. And
Yeah,
putting stuff up there too, like the
yeah,
feminine hygiene
the
products,
feminine
the
hygiene, right?
tampons,
The tampons, all of the things that we use
the
as
female
women,
spray,
all of it,
the lotions,
the lotion, the powder, all of,
powder.
yes, and it's caused us to have, from fibroids to not what is that, candinas,
I get that. The
yeast
candida.
infections and all kind of trauma in the womb.
Right.
And a lot of these things are from what we intake and what we
In the
put on
diet.
our bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just through that study and really understanding that, it began to take me on that journey, and which started taking me on the journey of, detoxing and purifying. And at that time I became a vegan. I was, oxygen treatments from everything under the sun I was trying to do to
Yeah.
keep my womb, right?
Exactly.
So, went through the process of that. And then I had my first surgery of removal. And then the next surgery I had was, I'm gonna say it was maybe 20. That was the one that happened in 2010. No, 29,
Okay.
2009.
2009.
And that's when I was fine, didn't realize it. And just one day my womb was just him, like spasming.
Wow.
And the fibroid grew, and it pushed my bladder up into my stomach almost. And I
Okay.
had no idea,
Right.
and until I couldn't go to the restroom one night.
Mhm.
And just, it was horrible,
Oh,
but
wow.
eventually what happened, due to that trauma, I had to have the hysterectomy, because they were like, you getting ready to go into shock, toxic shock. I'm like,
I
what?
understand.
So
Wow.
these are things that we as divine feminine, we don't know, and we don't take these things seriously. And so many sisters are suffering with fibroids,
I
and
understand.
yeah, and
So what
thank
do you
God
do?
now.
I'm
Huh?
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But what are you doing now to maintain and to care for your womb and to
Mm-hmm.
you're well now, that you're good now?
Yeah. Yeah, so now, once I went through that process, now I do yoni steams,
Mhm.
from yoni steams to a lot of yoni care. So
Okay.
that's the
Okay.
womb. So
Female.
yoni steams, herbs, teas, soaks, herbal soaks,
Over
and
salts.
also like over herbal insertions,
Yeah.
to cleanse the womb, and um, soaking,
Yeah.
just cleansing, steaming,
Mhm.
and also doing raw juice cleanses, for the womb, for the organs. I
Right.
do that periodically, and just different care. And also, this is when you get deeper into when I have the guide, Awakening Divine Feminine. It's a guide to healing the feminine mind, body, and spirit. So that the guidebook just shows different type of ritualistic things to do, to
Mhm.
add into your day to day, and
Mhm.
to begin to activate that divine feminine and honoring thyself. So that was the biggest thing. Just moving
Wow.
to a deeper space of honoring
Yeah.
thyself.
So
You know,
that was your awakening. Wow.
that was my awakening for the feminine. Yeah,
For the
absolutely.
feminine. That's
And
that's
it just
beautiful.
continued on, and continued to grow, um, in the guidebook, in the practices, and activating our divine feminine magic within us, and reactivating our sweetness,
I love
and that was
that.
the biggest thing, was the anger of the womb. Yeah,
Mm. That is that
the
is
anger.
that is powerful.
Yeah, the anger of our wombs. Our wombs are angry.
Oh,
you know.
wow.
And that is the sacred mother, that the Mother Earth, that's our mother. Her womb is angry.
I
So
understand.
we are all pushing that energy up. This is why this cleanse is taking place in the
Hmm.
rebalancing and the recalibration of the divine feminine.
Right.
So that's sacred mother. That's Gaia.
Right.
That's where,
So
yeah,
that's where the natural disasters come from on the planet. Mother Earth is
yeah,
cleansing herself.
yeah, yes, mama's cleansing, you know,
Yeah,
and as
the
mama cleans,
volcanoes, the hurricanes, the storms, the tornadoes, all of that. She's cleansing,
absolutely, mother's
cleansing and
purging and
balancing.
cleansing, you know. So as she purges and she cleans, she's recalibrating. And as mother recalibrates, we recalibrate.
Yeah,
So, you know,
that's true.
we are connected. We are all one.
We're going through that
And as
shift.
we begin to continue to go on that journey of cleansing, renewing, replenishing, rebalancing, our set mother, we do the same. So that's
Yeah.
our DNA being reactivated, recalibrated. And
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of powerful information.
So
Yeah.
your journey is in your book, your ebook. What's the name of it?
The ebook right now is Awakening the Divine Feminine, and that's
Okay.
a guide to healing the feminine mind, body, and spirit. I don't have much of my journey in there. It's basically
Okay.
a guide.
It's just a
And the
guide to help
guide,
women with those issues.
yeah, it's just a guidebook of information,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So it's a guidebook that's introducing you back into um bringing back the essence of the divine feminine, connecting with the goddesses, right?
I love that.
Connecting with, you know, like goddess Isis and Shiva and
Mhm.
Sekhmet, and connecting back to the balance of the original balance of the law of the universe. And
I
as
love
we
that.
balance and understand and get connected with our archetypes and understand these different powers that we have within our being, we're
Mhm.
able to begin to move into the rebirthing of our feminine energy, right? We're
Absolutely.
rebirthing ourselves.
We are.
So
So where can that book be found? On
my
Amazon?
book is on my website.
Okay.
It's on mariposasgarden.com, in my goddess essential store, and you can download the ebook. The books will be coming online to Kindle, and you'll be able, and then I'm working on, you know, getting some
Yeah,
printed as well. But
that's
right
beautiful.
now you can download it from my website. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Hmm.
Okay, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that
Yeah,
information. And thank you
yeah.
so much for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. Namaste.
Namaste.